There was a point last year when the Washington Redskins looked like the most likely team from the NFC East to make the playoffs. However, the horrific injury to Alex Smith derailed all their postseason hopes. Looking at their current depth chart, it's hard to envision them fielding a competitive team this year. Washington has several key players hitting free agency and only about $14 million in cap space. They are going to have a tough time retaining their own free agents, let alone filling needs. Washington also doesn't have a lot of clear ways to create more space. Cutting veterans like Josh Norman, Zach Brown or Jordan Reed may create more problems than it solves. Washington can look to the draft for some help as they own the No. 15 overall pick in the first round. They also have their own second, third, fourth and seventh round picks. The problem here is this isn't a ton of draft capital for a team with so many holes. They may see trading down in the first round as it to improve the team's overall depth. However, Washington might also be in a position to draft a high upside quarterback at that spot. This is a team with a lot of work to do and not much ammo. It'll be interesting to see how they attack the offseason. The way they handle the Alex Smith situation will be one of the more intriguing storylines. The Washington Redskins have some major issues along the interior of their offensive line. They have 6 players scheduled to hit free agency including Sean Laveau, Jonathan Cooper, Ari Kawangio, Luke Bivango and Tony Bergstrom. Washington basically has only Chase Roullier and Brandon Scherff slated to return. This is a problem for an offensive line that has dealt with plenty of injury problems over the past few years. The Redskins will need to make adding both depth and talent to the interior of the offensive line a priority this year. Former Kansas City Chiefs starting center, Mitch Morse, is the prize player available at either guard or center. It's possible that Roger Saffold and Matt Paradis are also considered by the Redskins. However, Washington might need to look for cheaper options based on their salary cap issues. Someone like John Miller or Quinton Spain might make more financial sense. The draft is another obvious route for the Redskins to address this need. Oklahoma's Cody Ford is someone who could be available when Washington picks at number 15 overall. Later round options would be Penn State's Connor McGovern and Wisconsin's Bo Benchowel. Redskins ideally will come out of this offseason with at least 2 new interior offensive linemen added to the roster. Page 2. Use your arrows to browse Arlington, TX. In November 22, Washington Redskins wide receiver Josh Doctson, 18, makes a reception with Dallas Cowboys cornerback Byron Jones, 31, defending during the Thanksgiving Day game between the Washington Redskins and Dallas Cowboys on November 22, 2018. Edit. Photo by Andrew Dybe, Icon SportsWire via Getty Images. It's thin pickings at the wide receiver position for the Washington Redskins. They have 2 talented options in Josh Doctson and Paul Richardson, but both have an extensive injury history. The team's other top threat from last year, Jamison Crowder, is a pending free agent. Washington obviously needs a healthy season from Doctson and Richardson. However, even if that happens, this is a very thin group. The only other intriguing option on the roster is J.U. Chesson, who has 3 career receptions. This isn't the best offseason to find playmaking wide receivers, and the Redskins really don't have much cap flexibility. Their best course of action might be targeting a bargain veteran like Mike Wallace, Dontrell Inman or Jordan Matthews. The NFL Draft has some options that could be available when the Redskins pick in the first round. Those options include Oklahoma's Marquise Brown, Ole Miss DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown. Later they could target prospects like Deebo Samuel and Paris Campbell. Washington's need to add talent at wide receiver is due to some concerns at tight end. They have Jordan Reed and Vernon Davis returning, but both have their share of question marks. It's shaping up to be a very low-scoring year for the Redskins. Use your arrows to